Alright there folks, there's an argument I've heard many times before, and it always annoys me when I hear it. I was reading Dinesh D'Souza's blog the other day. He's a famous Christian apologist, and he made the argument again. So I thought I might as well make this video. It's going to be short. Basically the argument is this: there's as much historical evidence and documentation that Jesus existed as there is that famous figures throughout history existed, and the figures usually listed are Socrates, Julius Caesar and Alexander the Great, probably because they're massive figures from antiquity. Let me just read a quote from D'Souza's blog. He says, "In reality, there is no more evidence for Christ's existence than there is for the existence of most of the figures of the ancient world. Do you believe that Socrates existed? Alexander the Great? Julius Caesar? Think about this. We only know about Socrates because of Plato and Xenophon, and there are only a couple of sources for Alexander and Caesar." I mean, that's complete garbage, because okay, let's just take Socrates, because I've just finished reading The Last Days of Socrates by Plato. Now, there are some people who do doubt that Socrates existed, but yes, granted, most people think Socrates did exist. Now, there is much debate about how accurate Plato's portrayal of Socrates is and how accurate Xenophon's portrayal is. And in fact, it's very difficult to get exact, specific... You know, we can't say with 100% surety that yes, these are the things that Socrates absolutely believed exactly, and, you know, that's it. And likewise, you know, some people dispute that Jesus existed, but there does seem to be enough evidence to suggest that someone called Jesus did in fact exist, who was probably a Jewish preacher around the time. But that doesn't really prove anything, and there's two reasons for that. One is that, okay, so someone called Jesus existed who was like, you know, a Jewish teacher who was a raving prophet. And what? That proves what exactly? That proves that all of the gospel accounts are true? That proves that all the miracles happened? That proves Christianity does it? No, it seems that some guy existed who was called Jesus, who was a prophet. I mean, and what? You know, the Jesus Seminar, which has been criticised by some people, looked at the sayings of Jesus, and not that many, excuse me, of the attested sayings could it attribute with 100% surety to the historical Jesus. Okay. Two, the second point I'd like to make is we can study the recorded words of Socrates, or the alleged words of Socrates, and we can think about these ideas that Socrates gives, or are given to us by Plato and Xenophon in their various works. But here's the cruncher. If Socrates never even existed, our eternal souls aren't at stake. Figure that, yeah? If Socrates didn't exist, or if what we've got of what Socrates said is not really accurate, and some of it won't be completely, and we're not sure in which areas we don't have an accurate picture, guess what? It only impairs, to a limited degree, our understanding of the development of Western thought. It doesn't condemn us or cause our souls to be in risk of eternal damnation. But if what Jesus said is inaccurate, and we have the same level of worry about Jesus' words as we do about Socrates, and let's just say for argument's sake that we do have the same level of doubt about Jesus' specific words as we do about Socrates' specific words, then guess what? We're in trouble, because we're supposed to follow this guy Jesus, and we don't know what he said. So that is a serious problem. So again, the fact that, you know, just in case you missed it there, the fact that there may be, for argument's sake, about the same level of doubt surrounding Socrates' existence and his specific sayings and words and ideas and thoughts as there is about Jesus isn't actually, contrary to D'Souza and other Christian people's claims, evidence that Jesus and all these miracles and his existence and all the rest of it is true. In fact, it's evidence that we can't really rely on this Jesus Saviour figure for anything.